It is not one for celebration. It is one for reflection on how a party that has always prided itself...
The only black hole is the one that he is digging. Yeah. He's shown absolutely no regret, but everybody knows the Chancellor has made a mistake.
The room fell completely silent, not out of respect or focus, but because no one expected it. Sir Keir Starmer, the Labour Party leader often praised as the calm, sensible figure meant to restore order after years of political chaos, stood frozen on live television. At that very moment, a former insider and whistleblower delivered what would soon be remembered as one of the most shocking political revelations in modern British history. British politics like this one. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Too dark British, believe it or not. Over 98% of viewers watch our content without hitting the follow button. Subscribing is completely free.
When I became leader, I said I would turn Labour around and give it back to the British people.
It all began during what was supposed to be a routine town hall Q&A, streamed across multiple platforms as part of Starmer's Restoring Trust campaign. The audience carefully selected but made to appear diverse included Labour insiders, long-time activists, and what seemed like ordinary citizens. Then, one man stood up, introduced as a former party strategist. He approached the microphone, his hand slightly shaking. He started with what sounded like a simple question. "Sir," he asked, "would you say transparency and honesty have guided your leadership from the very beginning?"
Those who seek to blame others or downplay what happened in our party are themselves part of the problem.
Starmer nodded and responded smoothly, offering a well-rehearsed statement about restoring integrity and moving beyond Labour's troubled past. The man questioning him gave a cold smile. "That's odd," he said, "because I have here a signed and time-stamped document showing your office approved the diversion of nearly £2 million in public funds to a shadow lobbying firm you claimed didn't even exist." Gasps echoed through the room. Cameras zoomed in. Starmer's expression changed, not in a dramatic way, but just enough. A slight tightening of the jaw, eyes narrowing, a brief flicker of hesitation. Then came the deflection. "I won't dignify baseless accusations," he said, visibly unsettled. But the damage was done. Now emboldened, the whistleblower pressed forward. He read out names, dates, and transactions. He alleged that senior Labour officials, with Starmer's approval, had routed money through shell organizations, the purpose to boost media influence while maintaining plausible deniability. It wasn't just unethical depending on the paper trail, it could be criminal. Social media lit up almost instantly. Clips of the confrontation were uploaded and went viral across the political spectrum. Within 30 minutes, #StarCam was trending #1 on X. Within an hour, major public figures were speaking out. Nigel Farage called it the smoking gun that proves everything I've said about Labour's deep state. Even Labour's own left wing, long at odds with Starmer's centrist leadership, began calling for an internal inquiry. But this wasn't just noise online. Journalists started digging fast. A Guardian reporter known for Labour connections confirmed that documents supporting the whistleblower's claims had already been quietly circulating among political watchdogs. The BBC, initially reluctant to touch the story, soon aired a special report, pointing to serious financial irregularities in Starmer's campaign spending the previous year. Channel 4, already developing a documentary on lobbying culture in Parliament, shifted focus entirely. One of their producers reportedly called it Keir's ticking time bomb.
We've got more investment in the last 20 years, an absolute record. Wages are up higher than prices.
The Labour Party's communications team scrambled into crisis mode. Late-night emails flew across inboxes and spokespersons issued vague, carefully worded statements, calling the revelations a mischaracterization of data and dismissing them as politically motivated fabrications. But with each passing hour, more cracks started to show. A former campaign staffer, speaking under anonymity, confirmed there had been unusual activity involving consultancy contracts and, yes, some of them were tied directly to Starmer's inner circles. Still, Starmer stood firm in public. It's taken many months of hard work and humility to get to this point. It's meant rebuilding trust, he said at an emergency press conference, where he denied every accusation. "I have never and will never authorize the misuse of public funds. These accusations are a smear, nothing more." His eyes scanned the room like a man searching for a lifeline, but something about his tone didn't land. It didn't sound like conviction. It sounded like damage control. Then came the next twist. The very next day, a leaked email surfaced. It was allegedly from Starmer himself, showing direct communication with a media consultant. The subject discussing possible funding paths for public visibility campaigns, an eerily close match to what the whistleblower had described just days before.
It's taken many months of hard work and humility to get here. It's meant rebuilding trust.
While Starmer's office insisted the quote had been taken out of context, the email only added more fuel to the fire. Commentators began drawing sharp comparisons to past political scandals, calling it Starmer's expenses moment. The reference to the infamous 2009 parliamentary expenses scandal was far from flattering. That crisis had ended careers and shattered public trust. But this time, the scandal wasn't unfolding in dusty archives, it was playing out live, backed by receipts. In real time, public opinion quickly started to shift. Within just 2 days, polls showed Labour's lead over the Conservatives had dropped by 5 points. Sensing blood in the water, Conservative MPs pushed for a full parliamentary inquiry. Rishi Sunak, usually measured in his tone, took the rare step of addressing the controversy head-on. "The public deserves transparency," he said. "If Sir Keir has nothing to hide, he should welcome a full investigation." It was a clear move to claim the moral high ground. Meanwhile, the whistleblower stepped fully into the spotlight. His name, Daniel Elms, a mid-level strategist once in charge of media operations during Starmer's early leadership bid. In a primetime interview, Elms claimed he had flagged ethical concerns over a year ago to be warned to drop it. "I was told to remember who signed my paycheck," he said. His credibility was hard to ignore. He came prepared with phone records, draft documents, and detailed meeting notes. That same night, comedian Jimmy Carr, while hosting a panel show, quipped Starmer wanted to restore trust, and instead he restored the trust fund of his media pals. The audience laughed, but behind the joke, the sting of truth was hard to miss.
It is not one for celebration. It is one for reflection on how a party that has always prided itself.
The British public, already tired from years of political scandal, had no patience left for excuses. Newspapers across the board, from the Daily Mail to the Independent, ran front-page stories. The scandal was simply too large to ignore. Inside Parliament, discontent began to grow. Labour MPs, even those from safe seats, issued carefully worded statements demanding clarity and accountability. Behind closed doors, whispers of a possible leadership challenge grew louder. Names like Angela Rayner and Wes Streeting were being mentioned in hushed conversations. The unity Starmer had spent years trying to build was starting to crack as more documents surfaced, including invoices and internal memos. It became increasingly clear, even if Starmer hadn't personally mishandled funds, he had presided over a system where ethical lines were so blurred they were nearly invisible. And in politics, perception alone can be fatal.
The world is changing fast, and we need an entirely new approach to our economy and our energy security.
By the end of the week, Starmer gave another address. New teleprompter, no prepared script, just a man standing in front of reporters, trying to salvage whatever was left.
Having accepted the Commission's report, the onus was then on us to begin to right the wrongs of the past.
The only black hole is the one that he is digging. Yeah. He's shown absolutely no regret, but everybody knows the Chancellor has made a mistake.
"I am committed to full cooperation," he said. "If mistakes were made under my leadership, I take full responsibility. But I will not allow this to derail our mission for a better Britain." It was a line that might have worked once under different circumstances, but not now. Not after the evidence, not after the exposure, and not when an entire nation had watched it unfold live, raw, and undeniable.